Paramount, CBS, whatever you want to call the company that's about to no longer exist after the acquisition by Skydance, is in a bit of a pickle. They have a lot of personalities, shows, and situations that are not going to be favorable going forward. They've been compromised by a lot of radical politics and, of course, some radical hosts to go along with them. In the case of The Daily Show, a show that used to be very enjoyable for most of us, it just seems to have gone off the edge and is incredibly inconsistent and oftentimes adversarial to what most of America voted for in the last election. Jon Stewart specifically is maybe on his last legs, and I'm not the one saying it. So stick around. You're not going to want to go anywhere. Here we go. Now, before we get started, just a quick reminder, it's incredibly important to comment on this video. Let me know what you think about this particular story and, of course, the source it comes from, which is Deadline. Also, let me know what you think of the video once it's over, and be sure to hit the thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, this is a great time to do it. It's absolutely free, and it keeps you informed and entertained on a daily basis for the most part. And without any further ado, let's check out what Deadline has to say. Will Skydance cancel The Daily Show? Jon Stewart weighs in on the future of late-night series. Well, I think he probably has a little bit of writing on the wall. Peter White over at Deadline thinks he might have some insight. So The Daily Show's Jon Stewart, who recently called Paramount Global's settlement with President Donald Trump shameful, has weighed in on the future of the late-night show. Asked whether Skydance, which is in the process of buying Paramount Global, parent company of the network Comedy Central, would cancel the irascible talk show, Stewart essentially shrugged his shoulders. Well, that means I don't know. At least that's what the gesture means. But he did reveal that he has not had any contact with David Ellison or others at Skydance, and joked that he's been kicked out of hoopier establishments than that. And the company may sell the whole freaking place for parts. And to be fair, that might be all that Comedy Central is worth, considering they don't seem to do a lot of comedy anymore. He also compared Comedy Central to Muzak. That's right, the music service that's often leased by big offices and shopping malls or shopping centers or even individual stores to pipe in non-objectionable music and entertain folks while they're in the store shopping. He said, unfortunately, we haven't heard anything from them. He said on his podcast, The Weekly Show with Jon Stewart, they haven't called me and said, like, don't get too comfortable in that office, Stewart. Well, I can't imagine any corporation that has yet to evaluate what its assets are doing that at this point, but observing what's happening with CBS and 60 Minutes should at least inform him somewhat. The fact that they settled to get out from underneath some very uncomfortable claims should tell you everything you need to know, Mr. Stewart. And unfortunately, I think the wind is blowing the direction that pushes you out the door. He doesn't know if Skydance would axe The Daily Show, which has been on the air since 1996 and just posted his biggest big ratings. I'd like to believe that without The Daily Show, I don't know, Comedy Central is kind of like Muzak at this point. I think we're the only sort of life that exists on a current basis other than South Park. But that's the only thing on there. And he's right. It's one of the few things on there, and that seems to be the position that most of these disposable cable channels find themselves in. I'd like to think we bring enough value to the property. If they're looking at it as purely a real estate transaction, I think we bring a lot of value. But that may not be their consideration. They may sell the whole freaking place for parts. I just don't know. We'll deal with that when we do. Well, going to be dealing with it in the next year, Stewart, and I think you already know the direction that's going. Well, you're going to deal with that in less than a year, Mr. Jon Stewart, and I would be prepared if I were you. He also praised his staff, led by showrunner Jen Flans, and the talent on the show, which includes his co-hosts Jordan Klepper, Desi Lindy, Ronnie Chang, and Michael Costa, all of whom don't necessarily bring the same kind of gravitas that Jon does, but definitely have some pretty radical politics. I'm so happy and proud of everyone that works over there. They want to do that, knock themselves out. As Jay Leno would say about Doritos, go ahead, crunch it all you want. We'll make more. We'll figure that out when the time comes. That's a whole lot of platitudes and not a lot of weight behind them. Regardless, The Daily Show was just one of 3 shows nominated for Outstanding Talk Show Series. In this week's Emmy nominations, it scored 12 nominations overall, beating its own record, 7. That's 5 extras. Maybe you can polish those up and use them as reflectors for the solar system that you're probably going to put on your next house. While the sun's shining, you definitely need to make hay, Jon, and I don't know how much longer the sun will be shining for you. But hey, those are my thoughts, and this is today's story. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. Do you think that Jon Stewart and some other elements of CBS Paramount is going to stick around? Do you think they're going to hang on to all of these dying cable channels, or do you think there's some consolidation in order? Do you think they may sell each of them individually for parts, as Mr. Stewart suggests? Or do you think it's just safer to close everything up and lock the doors forever? Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And as always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands because it's good hygiene, and you don't want to get a summer cold. And until next time, see ya! But not watching Comedy Central.